upon the Lord, for he is worthy to be praised. I will call upon the Lord, for he is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. Let's sing and let the God of my salvation. Hey, the Lord, he reigneth the ups, he does. The God of my salvation. Hey, come on, y'all help us sing it. Say, oh, 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 oh. I will not let the rock cry out for me. Somebody give him glory. We bless your name. We bless your name. We bless your name. You're worthy. You're worthy of the glory. You're worthy of my worship. You're worthy of my praise. God Almighty.
God has created an atmosphere where people can be disimpacted and feel like if I can't go nowhere else, I can go to the church. Life with God is better in every way, every day.
Greetings, friends, and welcome to the Biblecast as presented by the House of Hope Atlanta. I'm Dewey Smith, and listen, I'm terribly happy that you've tuned in to the final Wednesday Biblecast of 2025, January 2025. I mean, think about that. We just brought the new year in. Seems like yesterday, and now we are almost at the end of January already. I mean, to God be the glory. God is just moving by his power, and I'm excited and delighted. Some of you have been walking with us all year long, and I'm excited to have you walk with us. If you've been blessed, won't you share this link with somebody? If you're watching to a platform that will allow you to share, press like, please comment, share it. If you're watching for the first time, type number 1 in that virtual chat so people in our Hope Global community can appropriately welcome to our family. Go ahead, type the number 1 in. I'm glad you're here. I really, really am. And we want you to know that life with God is better in every way, every day. We started a 12 Steps to Better spiritual growth plan. That's going to be our yearly plan. Started this month, and people from around the world are already terribly excited. Thousands have expressed interest in the program, and I'm excited that this coming Sunday, February the 2nd, we have our first life group. Better group. It's going to be explosive, and if you want to be a part of it, whether you're looking for support, you're broken, or you want to be better in terms of being a parent, a husband, a wife, a man, a woman, better in your finances. Maybe you need some support or be better in your blended family. Maybe you're a caregiver and you're caring for a relative who has an illness or an older relative who's dealing with dementia. Maybe you yourself are dealing with an illness and you need a support group to help you to just handle that in a better fashion. Maybe you have a habit or a hang up that you've been struggling with. It could be addictive behavior, whatever it may be. We have a lot of groups that are here to support you. We want you to live a better life. And we want you to be in a no judgment zone with a community, a loving community that can do life with you. Whether you're in the building or outside of the building, we want you to know that this is available to you. And if you're interested in having a better life in 25, whether you're a member of the House of Hope or not, you're invited to be a part. You don't have to be in Atlanta. You can do it all virtually. We have a hybrid approach. And if you desire that, go to our website, hohatl.org, and click where it says 12 Steps to Better. All the information is there. Our better groups, our small groups, actually start this coming Sunday. And so you're right on time. You can go and you can register for the first semester, which is February through May. It's 15 weeks. All the categories are there: personal relationships, personal growth, finances, whether you are youth, college student, divorcee, widowed, single, married. It's all there. You also can register for the potential courses for our second semester that starts in August. Those courses are listed there as well. And if you go ahead and sign up, we get you information, and you can be in a better group. You can be in a life group with us, a better group, starting this coming Sunday. So I want to invite you to come on, be a part of it. This coming Sunday, the House of Hope, we're having 2 live in-person worship services at 7:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. So this coming Sunday, our better groups going to start at 9:15. So whether you're in person with us in worship or whether you're online, if you sign up, you can get the Zoom link where you can be a part of your better group with everybody else this coming Sunday, February the 2nd. So let me invite you to do that. Go ahead and do it right now. Click that link, and all the information on our 12 Steps to Better annual spiritual growth plan is right there. I'm telling you, it can change your life. Go ahead and sign up right now. And also, if you're Metro Atlanta and you're looking for a place to worship with us this coming Sunday, the House of Hope, 7:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. right here, 4650 Flat Shoals Parkway. If you're in Macon, you can register at our Macon location, Household Macon, 1909 Woodland Drive. If you're on the west side of Atlanta, we've got the Household West Point, 2837 Campground Road. That's in Winston, Georgia. That's in Douglasville. And so those are 3 locations. Find one near you. But I'll be at the Household Atlanta location this coming Sunday. And I also am looking forward to teaching our new members this coming Sunday. So you're welcome to be a part of that. If you're 18 to 40 and you want to be a part of our mentorship program, it's in the Better group right now as well. You can sign up in the 12 Steps to Better, and you'll see a course that says CEOs. That's the 18 to 40 mentoring program that I'm leading for all 18 to 40. It stands for Church Emerging Officers. And this coming Friday, the 31st, we're going to have our first session with our CEOs, our Church Emerging Officers. It's going to be held right here in the atrium at the House of Hope. And I'm looking forward to pouring into all the 18 to 40-year-olds, those Church Emerging Officers, our monthly mentorship program. I want you to meet me here. I want you to come out by the hundreds. It's going to be an incredible day on January 31st. This coming Friday, just 2 days from now. I promise you it's going to change your life. So 12 Steps to Better. Get with a group right now. And go on this journey with us. It's going to be an amazing journey all year long. Sign up for the first semester. That's February through May. Second semester starts in August. Go ahead, sign up now for the potential groups in August. I promise you, in December 31st, 2025, we'll all have that resounding refrain that life with God is better in every way, every day. Listen, this month we've been excited. We adopted our 12 Steps to Better spiritual growth campaign really from AA and NA. In my 20s, I started to be involved in recovery ministry as I was leading a program for men who had a history of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and those men who had been incarcerated. It was a residential program that in my 20s, God allowed us to buy an apartment complex, a 16-unit apartment complex, just for men who had been on drugs or had some addictive history with addictions. It was a year-long program where we housed them, fed them, did clinical evaluations, detoxifications. We got them gainfully employed. And that's when I really began to study the recovery programs, and I saw how effective they were in people's lives. I thought about that and the effectiveness that they have in terms of small groups and principles, and I wondered, how could we apply that to our lives and our spiritual journey? Whether you have ever had alcohol or drugs, some of the principles can be applicable. And so we worked on that, modified it, and now we have our 12 Steps to Better spiritual growth plan for 2025. And when you study NA and AA, as I've shared with you this month, the first principle is we're powerless to get over this problem on our own. That translates to us as Christians in that we are incurably human. And this entire month, we recognize that we are all incurably human. And we did that not from the perspective of to dehumanize us or to degrade people. Sometimes in church, we dehumanize and we demonize being human. So I want us to be disembarrassed and to remove the stigma of humanity. Sometimes we think that humanity is negative. No, we're human because God made us human. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. The psalmist says, when I consider the moon and the stars, the work of the fingers which thou hast ordained, what is man that thou art mindful of him? And the son of man that thou visitest him? You made us a little lower than angels. So God didn't demonize our humanity. God thinks about us. We're on his mind. Visits us through Jesus, visits us through daily, through mercy and grace, and made us a little lower than angels. So there's no demonization. So when you have human feelings, embrace them. Will it be grief, pain? If you've gone through a divorce or a breakup, your humanity is going to make you feel that. You don't have to use faith to try to cover humanity. Embrace the fullness of humanity. Now, you don't use humanity as an excuse to mistreat or mishandle people, but accepting that humanity is who God created you to be, and God does not look at you as dust and dirt and worthless and meaning and nothing. No, that's not how it works. It's that God allows us to be human and have human feelings. And when I think about our incurable humanity and that we're powerless to live a better life on our own, we're powerless to deal with brokenness on our own, I want to give you an example, a biblical example of a man who was broken and wanted better for his life. His name is the Apostle Paul. We talked about him last week and how he talked in the book of Romans I hope you were able to watch last week. If you didn't, go back and watch the January 15th Biblecast. We did a lot of talking about Paul, but this text is powerful today because Paul is really challenged by his humanity. He's this big-time apostle. He's probably the leading missionary in the church other than Jesus Christ. He's the most influential person in the New Testament. 13 or 14 of the 27 books of the New Testament are attributed to Paul. I mean, he went from Galatia to Ephesus, from Philippi to Colossae. He talked to the people of Thessalonica. I mean, he built churches all throughout Southwest Asia, traveled through Asia Minor. I mean, he did great work in Macedonia. It was his ultimate desire to go to Rome. I mean, Paul was all that. He was an apostle, one born out of due season. I mean, the chief of the apostles. But yet with all of that, all of those glowing accolades, can I tell you what Paul was? Can you handle this? Come on, lean in closer. He was an apostle, bishop, traveled from Galatia to Ephesus to Philippi to Colossae, talked to people in Thessalonica, talked to Titus and Timothy, went on missionary journeys, 3 of them, one with Barnabas, one with Silas, Timothy, John, Mark. 13 and 14 of the New Testament books attributed to his authorship. Remember the Jew, Pharisee part of the tribe of Benjamin, circumcised on the 8th day after his birth. Can I talk about him? That same Paul, named Saul from Tarsus, tent maker from Tarsus, went to the prep schools of Palestine, matriculated at the University of Jerusalem, was tutored to defeat Rabbi Gamaliel. That Paul, leading most influential person in the New Testament other than Jesus Christ. That Paul, can I tell you about him? With all those glowing accolades, can I tell you the real deal? He was a human being. With all the pedigree, with all the resume and the dossier, with all the accomplishments, he was just like you and me. And this is so important because often we look at biblical characters and we see all the wonderful things they did and all the glorious things they did. And we look at ourselves and wonder, man, I can never relate to that. I can never compare to them. Man, I'm still struggling. I'm still broken. I need better in my life. I'm still dealing with this. I'm still dealing with that. Can I tell you the beauty of Paul's life? The beauty of the biblical character's life is not in their successes. I don't relate to David because David was successful as a king. I relate to David because David came from a crazy family. I relate to David because David's family didn't respect him. I relate to David because David didn't mind carrying a switchblade and would cut a joker's head off if need be. I relate to David because David had challenges. I relate to David because David struggled. I relate to David because David struggled with women. I relate to David because David didn't say all the right things. I don't relate to David because he was wonderful and glorious. I relate to David because David struggled, but he still says, I'm a man after God's own heart. Stop looking at the biblical characters from the perspective of their glory and their splendor and their righteousness. It's not in their promotion that you can connect. It's in the fact that they were mere mortals. And yet, in spite of their mortality, God used them for a glorious purpose. And if God used David, if God used Rahab and Sarah and Abraham, see, we some of you like Noah because he built the ark, preached for 120 years to the animals. What a wonderful story. Others of us relate to Noah because after being on that ark with animals, the first thing he did was went to ABC package store and got him some Cavassier, and he got drunk. But he still is used in the Heroes Hall of Faith. I'm saying this not to condone negative or toxic or sinful behavior. I'm saying this to say these biblical characters were not perfect, and neither do you have to be. God never asked you to be adequate. God just asked you to be available. And if you give God your availability, God will deal with the inadequacies. And God can use you in your inadequate and incurable humanity for a glorious purpose to touch the world. So stop looking at what you did wrong and realize that you're a human being. And Paul here, with all these glorious things that are going on in his life, he says, let me tell you something. My humanity is what I want to talk about in 2 Corinthians chapter 12. And Paul here gives us his humanity. And he says three or four things. I'm going to lift them for you about his incurable humanity. First of all, he says, you know what? As a human being, I had to face, here's number one, situations beyond my control. As we're human beings, circumstances will arise that are beyond our control. You know, tomorrow is January 30th. Can I tell you what happened to me January 30th, 8 years ago? 8 years ago, January 29th was a Friday. January 30th was a Saturday. January 30th, 2016, I was getting ready to bury my sister and preach her eulogy the next day, January 30th. But can I tell you what happened to me January 9th? 3 weeks earlier, I was preaching my mom's eulogy. Yeah. Can I tell you what happened to me January the 14th? I was preaching my best friends from college eulogy. Can I tell you what happened a week after January 29th, 2016? My 40-year-old brother had a massive stroke and almost passed away. Here I am, the pastor, the bishop, the man of God. Preached to thousands of people. Been almost every continent preaching the word of God. Preaching almost every major conference you can imagine. But guess what happened to me January 29th, January 30th, 8 years ago? With all the glorious things, degrees, been speaking Greek since I was 16, preaching every week. But guess what? That meant nothing. Because as a human being like Paul, I had to deal with a situation beyond my control. This is what happened to Paul. Paul had been taken up to the third heaven. He says in 2 Corinthians 12, he said, I knew a man 14 years ago. He really speaks in third person. He said, I knew a man, talking about himself. 14 years ago, he was caught up to be with God. God showed him the glorious realities of heaven. He saw heaven. He saw everything up there. He said, I saw some stuff he said, it's not even lawful. I can't tell you how glorious it was. He said, if I told you what God showed me up there, God might have to kill me. He said, I saw stuff that nobody has ever seen. He said, God blessed me by showing me heavens. I saw what Christ was going to be. I saw what the souls of the dead and saints. He said, I saw all that. He says, but when I got back from heaven, God took me up there in the spirit. When I got back, I had to face a situation beyond my control. What was it, Paul? He says that was verse 7, 2 Corinthians 12. He said that was given to me a thorn in the flesh. The messenger of Satan to buffet me. He said, all these glorious things, man, do you know my resume? Do you know my degree? Do you know my pedigree? Do you know my academics? Do you know my achievements? I'm a member of the Pharisee party. That party which had arisen in the early 2nd century BC to protest the fact that military leaders were nominated as high priests. I was one of them. Believed in the strict adherence to the law, the Mishnah, the Pentateuch, and the Torah. I was that dude. Well respected, highly regarded. But guess what? I had to face something that was beyond my control. The devil sent me something. It was called a thorn in my flesh. When you read that in Greek, that word thorn is skalops in Greek. It connotes, it brings the idea of a dagger, a sword, a knife. He said, it's like a knife was in my flesh, in my scallops. Scallops in my sarx. Sarx is the Greek word for flesh. He's like, it was like a dagger, a sword that somebody put in my flesh. See, I didn't ask for it. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't earn it. The devil gave it. He just stuck me in my flesh. Now, there's a bit of inconclusivity about what it really is. Some said it was a dreadful eye condition called chronic ophthalmia, that Paul had mucus chronically flowing from his optic membranes, that all you saw was every day just gobs of mucus just coming out of his eyes, scallops in my sark. Some say Paul was struggling with his sexuality. Some say Paul was struggling over previous divorce. We don't know what the thorn was. He doesn't say, but we do know who bequeathed it to him. It was the messenger of Satan. He said, the devil gave me something in my flesh that hurt me so bad. It was like a knife, a dagger. With all these glorious things I've done for God, I just got back from a high experience. When I got back from heaven, now I'm dealing with something beyond my control. And you know what? I'm talking to somebody right now in your humanity. You've been making the right decisions. You went to school. You got married. Nobody ever told you at 35 you get a cancer diagnosis. I mean, you spent all this money on the wedding. You knew this was the one. Who gets married to 4 years later? Who says I do to 4 years later saying I don't? Maybe there's a woman who's watching me right now, and you waited till you got married. Everybody was so happy. And you've been waiting to give birth to a child, only to be told that you have fertility issues. Or what happens when you, like one of my members a few months ago who was pregnant and excited, baby shower, her and her husband picked all the rooms out, decorated, everybody brought beautiful stuff and registered for the places. And I mean, strollers and the car seats, water break, and you go to the hospital to deliver the baby. I only found out that baby had the umbilical cord to be wrapped around his neck. And now everybody's waiting you to come out and say what the baby is and take pictures. And you still got to give birth to something that died. What happens in life when you try to make the right decisions, but now you got to deal with scallops in your sarks, thorn in the flesh? Brothers and sisters, being human, being alive does not mean that you always get everything that you desire. Sometimes our incurable humanity, like Paul, out of nowhere things come along the scene that you didn't ask for. You can't quit, can't die. Still got to give birth, still got to go on, still got other kids, still got a job waiting for you. Sometimes life will break you. Sometimes things will happen beyond your control. And maybe in January, you already got bad news. One of my friends took his wife to the doctor a few weeks ago. Came back with a diagnosis, tumor on the brain. Nobody ever imagined that. I'm praying for you, Ken. Praying for you, Connie. But I want you to know that in those moments when there's a situation beyond your control, you got to know that we're powerless to deal with those things on our own. But through God, the situation may be out of control, but God's not. I'm going to say that again. Even though when it seems that the situation is out of control, please know that God is still in control. So Paul here has to deal with a situation beyond his control. And then he says, not only am I have to deal with a situation beyond my control, but now he says I have to see the possibility of conceit. In my humanity, I got to see the possibility of conceit. What do you mean, see the possibility of conceit? He almost kind of tells us here why the situation was beyond his control. Look what he says in 2 Corinthians 12:7. He says, "And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations that was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me." Then he closes, "lest I should be exalted above measure." So he commences and concludes verse 7 by saying, "lest I should be exalted above measure." What he really says is, I've been living life in my humanity and I got all these great accomplishments. I've been to heaven. I speak in tongues more than anybody. I established churches, 13 to 14 New Testament books, going to be attributed to my authorship. I'm a Jew, part of the tribe of Benjamin, tent maker. I went to the prep schools of Palestine, studied at the University of Jerusalem, was tutor defeated Rabbi Gamaliel. But all those things, he said, it could be that in my humanity, because of my accomplishments, that I could have gotten conceited. So lest I should be exalted above measure, lest I get too prideful, lest I get the big head. God allowed certain things to happen in my life, Paul says, because I was on my way to getting big-headed. Could it be that sometimes in our lives, things happen because it gives us a dose? It brings us back to reality. Could it be that sometimes God can use a circumstance for us to humble ourselves? Paul says, "and lest I should be exalted above measure," lest I lift myself up too highly, lest conceit and pride get in the way. Sometimes the Bible says pride goes just before the fall. Sometimes brokenness may be the thing that God uses to bring about humility. A.W. Tozer, the great theologian, once said, "It is highly unlikely that anybody can ever be used by God greatly until you've been wounded deeply." I said it's highly unlikely that anybody can ever be used by God greatly until you've been wounded deeply. Sometimes brokenness is a thing that God uses for glory. You do know that broken crayons still can color, right? You do know that when Jesus gave the communion to his disciples in the upper room, he took bread, he broke it, blessed it. He said, I can't really give it to you until it's been broken. Maybe the brokenness you're experiencing is the thing that God's going to use to take you to better. Maybe the brokenness is getting something out of you, and the brokenness is expanding you. Paul says, I had to be broken because I was on my way to becoming prideful, and pride goes just before the destruction. So God had to show you. So my humanity was for God to show me. Maybe even in death, God was showing me, E. Dewey Smith, yeah, you preach, but you can't control this one. Yeah, you can write a vision for the church, you can preach a sermon, but yes, man of God, don't think it's all about you. Sometimes these situations beyond our control are for us to see the possibility of conceit. Sometimes the brokenness is for us to leave with the refrain, what I am, God made me. What I have, God gave me. What I know, God taught me, and where I am, God brought me. So that's it. So situation beyond our control. See the possibility of conceit. Here's another one. Seek to communicate with the Creator. Paul says, for this thing, he says, listen, that was given me a thorn in the flesh, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. He said, and for this thing I besought the Lord thrice. That's verse 8, that it might depart from me. He says, you know what I did? He said, when I got broken and wanted better, my prayer life intensified. He said, what I did, I started praying. The brokenness brought me closer to God. Some of us have been condemning our brokenness, condemning the divorce, condemning the breakup, the pains and the hurts. The reality is, some of us stopped walking to God because we were too successful. Could it be that God is allowing the brokenness and the pain that we've experienced to bring us back into connection and fellowship? Because as long as you had money in the bank, plenty of money, y'all were good, right? As long as you were singing to that girl, if this world were mine, right? Oh, she fall at that, but now you just stopped singing Luther. Now you're singing B.B. King's The Thrill Is Gone. Now it's making you pray you want to come to prayer meeting. Sometimes, unfortunately, we don't pray like we should when things are going well. Sometimes we're not careful the higher we go. E. Franklin Frazier wrote about the black bourgeoisie. And E. Franklin Frazier said, unfortunately, the higher we climb as African Americans, educationally, socially, and financially, he says the higher we climb educationally, socially, and financially as African Americans, the less intense we are in worship and devotion to God. Simply meaning, the more we get blessed, the less we bless the Creator. Paul says here, what happened to me is I started to seek communication with the Creator when I was broken. God used that for me to get better. So in my humanity, so sometimes I got to face situations beyond my control. I need to see the possibility of conceit. I need to seek communication with the Creator. But fourthly, I need to seize the grace that covers. Look what he said. He said, for this thing, verse 8, I besought the Lord thrice that it might depart from me. He said, God, I'm going to join a better group. Get rid of this thorn. I'm going to join a better group. Bring my loved one back. I'm going to join a better group. Get rid of the dementia. I'm going to join this group. God, fix my broken family. Ayana, fix my life. I'm going to join this better group. God, help my mama to not have dementia no more. Bring my loved one back for the dead. Paul says, remove the thorn. Remove it. God said, no, Paul. Paul, I can't move it. I know you want me to take away the pain. I know you want me to take away the situation, Paul, but I can't promise you mama gonna get over dementia. I can't promise you that you won't live without lupus. I can't promise you that your fertility is gonna be solved. I can't promise you that the marriage is gonna be reconciled. Can't promise that. I can't promise that you're gonna be a millionaire in your business. Well, what can you promise us, God? Here's what I can promise. My grace is sufficient for you. For my strength is made perfect in your weakness. So Paul, come on to the better group. I'm going to make you better, but I'm not going to make you better by what I take from you. I'm not going to take you out of the situation. What I'm going to do, I'm going to insert something in your situation. No, Paul, I'm not going to make a withdrawal. I'm not going to withdraw the thorn, but I will make a deposit. My grace. I'm going to surround you with love. I'm going to surround you with people. I'm going to surround you with revelation. I'm going to surround you with the community. I'm going to help you to get better even when it feels like it's bitter. My grace is sufficient for you. For my strength is made perfect in your weaknesses. For when you are weak, then I'm strong. So Paul says, you know what? So guess what? So I'm going to glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For when I'm weak. Can I tell you what God's going to do for you this year? God wants you to seize a grace that's going to cover you. I'll be lying if I told you every situation is going to work out like you want it. That God's going to answer the prayer just like you want it. I'll be an irresponsible preacher for telling you that just because you ask it, it's going to happen. That's irresponsible. Let me say another word for those of us. I know this is very popular. I manifested it. You know, I like to say I had faith for it. I'm manifesting this. Some stuff you're not going to be able to manifest. Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane. And guess what you would say? He was trying to manifest saving the world without going to the cross. That's what he wanted to manifest. So guess what he prayed? Father, if it be possible, pass this cup from me. He wanted to manifest not having nails in his hands. If it be possible, let me manifest saving the world without me shedding blood. That's what he wanted to manifest. He prayed that prayer 3 times in Gethsemane. Lord, let me manifest salvation without crucifixion. And guess what? He prayed that prayer and heard nothing. Then he finally came back and said, you know what? Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. Everything you pray for, it may not manifest. Everything you ask for, you might not get. Those you got on your vision board, you found that wedding ring and you put that wedding ring on your marriage, ring in 25, you may be ringless in 26. Just because you put it on your vision board may not mean it's going to happen. But I can tell you this, it may not happen in 26, it may happen in 27. But what I want to encourage you is this. If it doesn't happen in the next 3 years, God may not make a withdrawal, but God will make a deposit. My grace, my sufficiency, my unmerited favor, I'm going to give you what you need to sustain you. And I'm telling you this year, I believe that even through our growth groups and the 12 steps to better, it's going to be a conduit for God's grace. You got to make a decision. If you're watching today, let me tell you, we're incurably human. Paul would have lost his mind if he didn't have a relationship with Jesus. He had made a decision for Jesus. And while I'm closing this last Biblecast of January, let me encourage you to make a decision for Jesus Christ. If you've not made a decision for Jesus, I want you to make one now. I want you to make a decision that for the next 11 months, 25, that you're going to prioritize and put God first. If that's you, I want you to get your phone and text the word salvation. Make a decision to be baptized. Make a decision to rededicate your life to the Lord. Make a decision to get back in church. So if you want to be saved, want to be baptized, text salvation to 678-201-1351. If you want to be a part of the church, make a decision to be back in church. Maybe you grew up in church, you straight away. Make a decision to do it. Text the word connect right now to 678-201-1351. Or maybe you need prayer. Like Paul, maybe you can't pray for yourself. You need somebody to pray with you while you're manifesting these things that the pain that's beyond your control. Text the word prayer to 678-201-1351. Last as I close, maybe you want somebody to be saved or inspired. And every time you support this ministry, when somebody makes a decision for Jesus because you supported it, your gifts helps us to buy airtime on WLVO. Your gifts helps us to take care of staff. Your gifts helps us to get equipment. Your contributions, whenever somebody makes a decision for Jesus, that's credited to your account in heaven. So invest in kingdom building and salvation to see souls saved. So if that's you, if you're watching and you want to make an investment, make a decision to invest. You've been blessed. You want others to be blessed around the world. You can give today by text to give. Information on the screen, Cash App, Zelle, PayPal. If you're watching through the website, you want to give, just click the giving link. Follow the prompts accordingly. Or if you want to send it to the P.O. Box, our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 361-499, Decatur, Georgia, 30036. Again, P.O. Box 361-499, Decatur, Georgia, 30036. Yes, we are powerless to get over brokenness and to have better on our own. Yes, we are incurably human. Yes, in our incurable humanity, we may see situations beyond our control. But please understand this as we close this month out, incurably human. Thank y'all for wearing your 12 steps bracelets all month long, right? This is our Live Better one. We got a new bracelet coming out for everybody who finished the month of teachings. We got to have an assessment that's coming out too for January. We want you to fill that assessment out. Assessments about incurable humanity. It's a self-assessment. How did you process the information? So that assessment for 12 steps, we're going to send it to all you who signed up. I want you to fill that form out to assess how you process this information this month. And once you do that, we're going to give you a bracelet, the new bracelet, that's going to have incurably human. We're going to wear it all February. This is Live Better. This is the one for the year, but we got a new one that we're going to be giving to you that has incurably human. That's just for January. AA, they give tokens every month. We're going to give you bracelets once we finish the month's teachings and the month's themes. I got to leave you right now, but please know this. Life with God is better in every way, every day. I want you to go on the website, hohatl.org. Take this year journey with us, 12 Steps to Better. It's a yearly journey, spiritual journey. If you want to be better, the classes are there. Our Better groups start this coming Sunday. And if you're in Atlanta, we have 2 services, live services this Sunday at 7:30 and 10:30. And our Better Life groups will start at 9:15 in person and also virtually. If you're signing right now, we'll send you the link where you can zoom in to the life group that starts this coming Sunday at 9:15. It's going to change your life. My friends, I got to leave you now. But as always, remember this, life with God is better in every way, every day. And if you'll be good to God, God will be good to you. Till next time, live better. Peace.
Hey, Crystal, I want to know, like, how do you think our counseling sessions with Pastor Smith have been going?
Well, I can honestly say that I've gotten a lot from them, and I'm making great strides to be better.
Okay.
Now,
all right.
I can't speak for you, but I mean, I don't know what you've been doing. Have you been doing the work? Because never mind.
I'm gonna let it slide because I actually want to do better. And you know what? In my stride to be better, I'm not gonna let that just roll on. But it's clear that you need a word. Now, Crystal, repeat after me. I need a word from the Lord. Say it.
An amazing way to be better is by making sure we receive a good word from God. Okay? You all do not want to miss Wednesday in the Word every Wednesday in the month of February. Check out this awesome lineup. First Wednesday, Bishop Brandon Jacobs Sr. Second Wednesday, Dr. Frederick Haynes III. Third Wednesday, Reverend Marissa Farrow. And finally, fourth Wednesday, Pastor Keon Henderson. Make sure you do not miss out on these empowering messages all month long.
Get that word.
Yes.
Now, and I know that the ladies who are watching want to be better. And all of you ladies want to be better. The Women of Hope are starting off this year of Better with their 2025 kickoff. It's going to be held here at the House of Hope Atlanta on Saturday, February 1st at 10 a.m. This is going to be an amazing time of connection, worship, and there's going to be an encouraging word from Lady Andrea Smith. Yes. Ladies, please come out to experience joy, encouragement, and love.
And to focus on better relationships this year, the Women of Hope want all the ladies to come celebrate Galentine's Day with the Girlfriends of Hope experience. They will highlight the value of friendship and community among believers. We need all ladies to invite your friends on Sunday, February 9th for our 9 a.m. worship experience. There will also be an after-service mixer that you'll want to be a part of. We want to make sure you know that there is a powerful community of women here to support you.
What they having at that mixer?
Don't worry about it. It's Galentine's, not Galentine's.
All right.
Thank you.
See, I'm trying to be better. This month, we are going to focus on being better leaders. So we want to highlight the need for young leaders in our church and community. So if you're 18 to 40 years of age with a desire to be a leader in the church, we want you to join Dr. Smith for 21st Century Leadership Training for our CEOs, Church Emerging Officers. This is going to begin on January 31st, and there will be sessions each month this year. Join this movement today by texting Better Life to 678-201-1351.
You was about to say concessions, wasn't you?
I said sessions. You heard what I said. Now, on Sunday, February 2nd, right after service, we want to have a debrief with our young adults. Then this will be a fellowship where you can express your ideas for future events for the young adults ministry. There's also going to be discussions about the morning service, and there will be interviews led by young adults to get feedback on Sunday services. Now, this is not going to work. Not going to work unless you're actually there. So you got to make sure that you show up next Sunday, February 2nd, so that your voice is actually heard.
If you're single and are looking for a great time with other single people, get ready for Singles Karaoke on Sunday, February 16th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. This will be an amazing fellowship for all singles to bond and connect with some live entertainment and karaoke.
And for all our youth out there who are ages 5 to 18, we want better life for you as well. So we're having a silent party. Now, the silent party is going to take place on Friday, February 7th. If you are 5 to 11 years old, the party is from 7:30 to 9 p.m. And if you're 12 to 18 years old, the party is from 9:30 p.m. to midnight. Check out the church social media platforms and website for more information. And do not miss out on our Moments in Black History, brought to you by our youth every Sunday in the month of February.
Let's help our community to be better by joining in during our day of service on Saturday, February 22nd. You have an opportunity to volunteer in the community and make a difference. So go to the church's website today so that you can register.
And another way that we can help better the lives of those in need is by donating items for our hygiene collection. Now, we need travel-sized toiletries and items such as toothpaste and toothbrushes, body lotion, shampoo and conditioner, soap and body wash, deodorant, fresh new undergarments for men and women, socks, t-shirts, disposable washcloths and towels, and laundry detergent. Collection bins are going to be located outside the theater and in the atrium every day in the month of February. So let's help to provide hope to our community.
We are partnering with Life South to donate blood to those in need. So donating 1 pint of blood can actually save 3 lives. Our next blood drive will be held on Sunday, February 23rd. So to register for the blood drive, scan the QR code on the screen, or you can go to the website. Or you can call 1-800-733-2767. Now, our next baby dedication will be Sunday, February 23rd at the 9 a.m. worship service.
I can't bring my dog to dedicate. He needs Jesus. Okay. We need all new and not so new members to do better. If you joined the church at any time, but you have not completed the membership requirements of attending new members classes, Spiritual Boot Camp is just what you need. Join us virtually on February 1st at 10 a.m. You'll be able to complete your membership requirements in just 1 day. To sign up, text the word membership to 678-201-1351. Sign up today.
Family, if we're going to be better this year, it is very important that we work together. If you desire to connect with a small community that you can journey through life with for a longer period of time, Better Life groups are for you. So join a Better Life small group with others from the HOHA community where you can connect, learn, and grow. Better Life small groups are beginning in February, so make sure to sign up using the QR code on the screen, or you can text Better Life to 678-201-1351.
And we want better health for our community at large. So join us on Thursday, February 6th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The House of Hope Atlanta is teaming up with Emory Hillendale Hospital to nurture healthy communities by connecting resources, exploring health equity issues, and creating partnerships to implement solutions. There's going to be a community resource fair, breakout discussions, and panels on community health issues. Check out the church website for more information.
We also have some great ways for you to get your health in check and to keep moving. Wellness Wednesdays are here to provide you with tools for a better quality of life and health. Movement Mondays is an hour of power where we are engaging in our physical wellness to kick off our week. Here, the Wellness Wednesday breakdown. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. is the workout. 11 a.m. to 11:50 is the wellness discussion with professionals. From noon to 1, our spiritual wellness Bible study. So sign up today to join the community of faith to move your body on Movement Mondays and Wellness Wednesdays. Now, that's our time for now. So until next time, remember that life with God is better in every way, every day. Be blessed. I say be blessed.
How y'all doing? Y'all come on in.
I say be blessed. Oh,
come on in.
see, Pastor,
Come on in. Come on in. How y'all doing? I'm on this treadmill, getting it. I'm motivated. I ain't mocking you, Pastor.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm just excited. I just love it. This journey to health and better. It's motivating me. You taking Pilates and carrying on. It's motivating you.
No.
It ain't motivating you.
Not that.
Why would that not motivate you?
Don't. Let's go, because
Crystal, really?
I'm motivated on my own.
We got to go to counseling because that lets me know you're not trying to be better. Really, Crystal, you would do that? It's
Bye,
not
y'all.
motivating you?
I said bye, y'all.
This man is literally climbing a mountain every week.
See?
Literally. We got to go to counseling. I'm ashamed.
I'm not a part of this.
God almighty.